And we welcome you to the 2026 NBA All-Star Game here. As we have no real proper intro, this is coming to you from the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California, or Los Angeles 2026 here. As we look at the starting lineups for the Western Conference All-Stars, we got Luka Doncic, SGA. I see Doncic with the shot up. That's no good. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Nikola Jokic. And for the Eastern Conference All-Stars, we got Trae Young, Cade Cunningham, Bam Adebayo, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Karl Anthony Towns. Both teams have made a shot. Both teams have missed. Both teams have grabbed the rebound. You see KD. No good. Karl Anthony Towns will grab the rebound. Cade Cunningham coming around, and he'll miss it. The Western Conference, actually, believe it or not, are in their away uniforms, while you see Luka will get the first points of the game for the Western Conference. The Western Conference, though, even though this is in LA, they're wearing their aways, while the home team will be the Eastern Conference will be the home team in this one. Trae Young, who's in the Hawks uniform, but just recently just got traded to the Washington Wizards in real life. However, this is post-trade deadline, so you're going to see a lot of players throughout the later part of the season who are going to be on their original teams that probably will not be in real life. Doncic coming around, and he'll put the Western Conference back up by 2. See Trae Young dishing it over to Towns, back to Cade Cunningham. So this is the All-Star Week here, and I hope you guys enjoyed my All-Star festivities that I have posted for the videos. Starting on Monday, we'll be back to regular action again, starting schedule block number 4. I will explain a lot about that towards the end of the video. Those are predetermined games. However, I will be posting them on my community tab now, because I kind of want to let everybody know that this is now going to be a flex game. These are going to be flex games, so do pay attention to the community tab, because I will be mentioning about how these games will be flexed. Almost how you see like in the NFL, you see Kevin Durant for 3 there, and the Western Conference up by 5 early on. That is why in my community tab you will see the tentative scheduled games, but as I said, flex, because I'll explain them more in detail, but these are going to be randomized games, but it's going to be games that are going to be teams that are in the playoff or in a play-in position, or within maybe a game or two of the playoff, within a play-in. They see SGA for 3. That is off the back iron. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Bam Adebayo dishing it over to Trae Young. Trae Young with the bucket. As I said, Trae Young is in a Hawks uniform in this one. He'll still be in the Hawks uniform for this season playthrough. However, we all heard in the recent news that a couple days ago that Trae Young was traded to the Washington Wizards. Interesting, being traded within the division, as Luka Doncic with the shot that's in there. He has 6 points, all 6 of them mid-range so far. So we had the sophomores winning the Rising Stars Challenge by 19. They see Cade Cunningham for 3. That is off the iron. And then you had Steph Curry winning the three-point contest yesterday, and then VJ Edgecombe winning the slam dunk contest as SGA with the 3. The reigning MVP. And I said I apologize for the cough, but I still have a little bit of a lingering cough. As I said, I'm getting over stuff. That'll be a little while before I actually totally get over it. Here's Trae Young. Has all 6 points so far for the Eastern Conference. We had one, you see Durant for 3. He drains it. That's 6 points for KD in this game. But as I said, though, as there's a timeout by the Eastern Conference, and we're going to take a timeout as well, 6:53 to play in the first. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back with the Western Conference up 15-6 right now. As we are just over 5 minutes into this game, we got substitutions. We see Paulo Bancaro coming into the game for the Eastern Conference of the Orlando Magic. Anthony Davis, I think. Is that Anthony Davis? Yeah, that's Anthony Davis now into the game for the Dallas Mavericks. Bancaro with it, though. He's going to come around. Somebody got a piece of that. That might have been Davis, but Jokic has it for the Western Conference. Back over to Luka Doncic. And there's not an alley-oop attempt, but it's still a failed attempt anyway for a layup opportunity there for Jokic. As Trae Young with it for the Eastern Conference. Trailing by 9. That's a failed alley-oop opportunity there, as you see Jokic has it for the Western Conference. Jokic being guarded by Karl Anthony Towns. Now getting a little bit of help from Giannis. As you see Durant with it, 5 on the shot clock. Durant will get the shot up. That is off the iron, but look at SGA with the offensive rebound and a slam dunk. It's an 11-point lead for the Western Conference. They have led it from opening tip. Trae Young, as I said, he has all 6 points for the Eastern Conference. Young dishes it over to Cade Cunningham. Cunningham will get that shot up. That is off the iron. Anthony Davis grabbing the rebound for the Western Conference. 9-5 the rebounds in favor of the Western Conference All-Stars right now. That's a botch alley-oop attempt. As you see, Cade Cunningham will control for the Eastern Conference. Back over to Antetokounmpo. He'll put the shot up. That is good. And he is the first player other than Trae Young to get any points for the Eastern Conference team. If you like what you're seeing so far, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I see Doncic coming around, and that is off the iron. Bancaro will get the rebound. Third-year man out of Duke. Or is it the fourth-year player out of Duke, I should say. There's Trae Young. Young will get the shot up. That is good. He has 8 so far in this game. All 8 of them in the paint. 17-10. Western Conference All-Stars on top right now. Look it over to Luka Doncic. Doncic coming around. There's a jump shot. That is good. Luka has 8 points in this game as well. Big pass over to Karl Anthony Towns. Jokic is there trying to prevent him, but Karl Anthony Towns will still get his first points of the game. SGA dishing it over to Kevin Durant. Dishing it back to Jokic. Jokic, he misses that one. Karl Anthony Towns to the rebound. Cunningham with it. Dishing it back over to Trae Young. Now the former Hawk, even though he's still going to be in the Hawk uniform as Trae Young with that layup, he now has 10. Trae Young, by the way, as I said, traded to the Wizards in real life just recently, but he'll be in the Hawk uniform for the duration of this project because it's already past the trade deadline. As you see, Luka with it puts the Western Conference up by 7 again. Timeout, Eastern Conference. We're going to take a timeout as well. 2:52 to play in the first. You're watching NBA 2K on V-Dub Productions. Got substitutions coming into the game now. We got Steph Curry into the game coming in for the first time. And now we have Evan Mobley and I think that's Joel Embiid, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that is Joel Embiid coming in for the Sixers. Evan Mobley for the Cavaliers out on the court. Young for 3. That is off the iron. SGA will grab the rebound. Victor Wembanyama into the game for the Spurs. Checking in for the first time, as well as Steph Curry of the Warriors. And it's a 9-point lead again. Trae Young dishing it over to Evan Mobley. Get over to Evan Mobley for 3. He nails it. His first 3 points off the bench for the Eastern Conference All-Stars. in the Eastern Conference within 6. The sophomores dominated the rookies throughout the game. We only get time that game was tied with 0-0. As you see Trae Young dishing it over to Cade Cunningham. Cunningham for 3. That is off the back iron. Gilgeous-Alexander will get the rebound. Anthony Davis dishing it over to Curry. Curry, the winner of the three-point contest from last night, he'll miss that one as Trae Young will grab the rebound. Cunningham with a jumper. That is good. The Eastern Conference within 4 is Jalen Brunson waiting to get into the game now. And there's Doncic. That is no good. Embiid will get the rebound. There's No, that's Banchero with the slam dunk. And that is worthy of the AT&T Connected Cam. That could be a possible thumbnail moment for this game. Who knows? Stephen Curry dishing it back over to Luka Doncic here. 16 on the shot clock. Under a minute to play here in the first. Doncic. That shot is up. No good. Mobley will get the rebound. Cade Cunningham has it for the Pistons, or for the Eastern Conference. Cunningham of the Pistons. And there's and somehow that goes in. I don't know who's getting credit for that one, but we're tied at 23. Under 30 seconds to play here in the first of this NBA All-Star game in the season playthrough. Curry being guarded by Trae Young right now, dishing over to SGA. As there's a shot that's up. That is no good. Cade Cunningham will grab the rebound. Chance for the Eastern Conference to go on top for the first time to end the first quarter. Young coming around. Young with the shot up. That is no good, and that will do it. We are at the end of the first quarter here in the 2026 All-Star Game of my season playthrough. We are tied 23. We'll be back to start the second quarter. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. We welcome you back here. It's the 2026 NBA All-Star Game. See Joel Embiid of the Sixers inbounding it to Trae Young. Embiid is going to go to the line as Victor Wembanyama called for his first foul. Devin Booker into the game for the Phoenix Suns. He's in there for the first time for the Western Conference All-Stars. Young, Brunson, Embiid, Banchero, and Mobley. So Jalen Brunson of the Knicks also checking in for the Eastern Conference. Embiid will make the first one, and the Eastern Conference will have the lead for the first time in this game. See Wemby, AD, Booker, Doncic, and Steph Curry starting out on the court to start the second quarter for the Western Conference. See the Curry versus Trae Young match there. Doncic has it now. Dishing the rock over to Steph Curry. Has it back over to Wembanyama. Wembanyama will get the shot up. That is in. That's his first 2 points of the quarter of the game. Victor Wembanyama has definitely been fun to watch and watch games. Is he Trae Young, formerly of the Atlanta Hawks. Brunson for 3. That is off the iron. Davis will grab the rebound. Stephen Curry with it. Some wonder how long he has left as Curry will miss that shot. That is no good. Embiid with the rebound. Banchero will grab it for the Orlando Magic. Brunson trying to put the Eastern Conference back on top. Banchero. There's a three-point shot. That is off the rim. Davis will grab the rebound here just over a minute into the second quarter. Wembanyama with the slam dunk in the Western Conference regained the lead. LeBron James I believe that might be James Harden looking to check into the game. There's a three-pointer by Embiid. He drains it, and the Eastern Conference are on top by 1 again. This is a season. This is my 2025-2026 season playthrough here. We play one game for every few days of the calendar. We reach the All-Star game. Mobley's coming around. He gets it in. It's a 3-point lead for the Eastern Conference. So starting Monday, we'll be back to regular season action for the post-All-Star game as we make the push towards the playoffs. Devin Booker drains it. And I will explain again the stipulations on my schedule block number 4, Embiid. We'll get the rebound here. And I'm going to tell you guys right now to pay attention to my community tab, as every week I will put out the schedule of games. Booker for 3. He nails it in the Western Conference, on top again by 3. They had an 11-point lead early on in the first quarter. The Eastern Conference scratching and clawing their way back. They see Embiid with it back over to Evan Mobley. To Young. Trae Young for 3. And now the former Hawk, as he was traded to the Wizards in real life just a couple of nights ago, as we have a timeout by the Western Conference. We're going to take a timeout as well. 8:46 to play in the second quarter. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. We are back here in Inglewood. We are tied at 33 here. 8:46 to play in the second quarter. SGA, LeBron James is checking back into the game. And let's see here. Cade Cunningham, Brunson, Adebayo back into the game. As we got LeBron James, Doncic for 3. That is on top. Adebayo will grab the rebound. He was a starter. Adebayo for the Miami Heat, who found themselves actually still in a play-in spot as of right now. Cunningham back over to Young to Embiid. Embiid being guarded by Wembanyama, and Wemby's going to win that one. He looked like he had a little piece of it. Kawhi Leonard checking in for the first time for the Clippers, coming in checking in for the first time. We got our first Clipper into the game, which, by the way, we are in the home stadium of the LA Clippers. Cunningham will hit that one, and the Eastern Conference All-Stars back on top. See LeBron. Is this his final All-Star game? Will he retire at the end of the season? There's some questions about that. As you see, LeBron James fouled with an and-one opportunity. Jalen Brunson will get charged with his first. A three-point play opportunity for LeBron James to put his team back on top. Nowhere else during the season will you get this star depth as much as you do here in the 2026 NBA All-Star Game. As I said, I elected to do this East versus West. None of this whole international tournament style thing. I want to go back to it just being East versus West, wearing your actual team uniforms. And there's a shot by Jalen Brunson in the Eastern Conference on top by 2. That was the All-Star game where I was growing up with it. You see Wembanyama. None of this North America versus the world crap. Like the Rising Stars Challenge should always be rookies versus sophomores. You see Leonard getting a steal off the tip by Wembanyama, but SGA is going to put the Western Conference on top by 2 again. See Jalen Brunson with the Knicks. Technically now the owners of the league's best record. As you see, there's a rejection by LeBron James off of Brunson. LeBron will hold on to it. Doncic has it for the Lakers. They should over to LeBron James. LeBron James with the dunk. 8 lead changes, 7 ties in this All-Star game. Timeout by the Eastern Conference. We're going to take one as well. 6:14 to play in the second quarter. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. Coming back from the timeout here. 42-38 Western Conference All-Stars on top here as we are coming to you from the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California. Adebayo going to inbound it for the Eastern Conference, chilling by 4 with 20 on the shot clock. Trae Young again. You see Embiid. There's the bucket right there. Trae Young with the assist. I don't think Trae Young has taken a single minute off right now. But as I have mentioned plenty of times in the broadcast, Trae Young, though he'll remain, as you see Doncic coming around, that is no good. Antetokounmpo checking back into the game. Even though he'll remain a Hawk in the season playthrough because we are past the trade deadline, we know in real life he just recently got traded to the Washington Wizards as Kawhi Leonard will grab the rebound off the miss. Doncic coming around. Doncic with the layup opportunity, no good. Cunningham will grab the rebound. Trae Young with it. There, oh no, that's a failed alley-oop attempt right there. Kawhi Leonard, the Clipper, dishing it over to Jokic, and Jokic with the layup. That is good. It's a 4-point lead. Points off of turnovers. We got 6 for the Western Conference All-Stars to only 2 for the East. 44-40, the Western Conference on top. Embiid, though, cuts that to 44-43. SGA. As you know, we're to Doncic. Doncic for 3. That is off the back iron. Cunningham will grab the rebound. Chance for the Western Conference to go back on top, or the Eastern Conference to go back on top again. As you know, over to Cunningham. Cunningham back over to Antetokounmpo. Over to Embiid. Embiid for 3. No good. Doncic will grab the rebound. Jokic with it. Dash it over to James. James for 3. Off the iron. Antetokounmpo. Dish it back over to Trae Young. Young over to Embiid. Embiid for 3. He nails it. And the Eastern Conference are on top by 2 again. Look at that. Desmond Bane and Jalen Brunson looking to check into the game for the Eastern Conference. I believe that's Curry on the scores table for the Warriors trying to go in for the Western Conference. Luka for 3. That is no good. Trae Young with the rebound. Hey, Cunningham, give it over to Trae Young. Young dishes it back over to Adebayo. I think Young could have shot that, got the layup opportunity there. Cunningham with it. 8 on the shot clock. Cunningham to Embiid. Embiid being covered by Jokic. Embiid's going to get that layup. No good. Leonard with the rebound. Jokic over to Doncic. Doncic! 4-2. And we are tied again. See Trae Young crossing the half-court line. Back over to Joel Embiid. Being guarded by Nikola Jokic. Still kind of funny how Jokic got drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. Jokic will get the rebound there off that miss by Embiid. Oh, it looks like that they're going to change the substitutions. Kevin Durant is looking to try to check back into the game as Kawhi Leonard will miss that one. Is that Karl Anthony Towns trying to check back into the game for the Eastern Conference? You see Kawhi Leonard coming around. Leonard, there's a layup. It's good in the Western Conference on top again. The hometown Clipper might have his first 2 points of the game. Playing in his home stadium in this All-Star game. Joel Embiid. Back over to Giannis. Giannis for 3. Off the iron. Doncic will get the rebound. Kawhi Leonard coming through here. There's Jokic. And it's a 4-point lead again for the Eastern Conference. We have a back-and-forth game. And yes, that is Durant and Cat looking to check back into the game for their respective teams. So we're about under a minute and a half to play until halftime. That is no good. Kawhi Leonard will grab the rebound. No points for the Eastern Conference in the last 2 minutes and 42 seconds and counting. Jokic. There's the bucket, and Nikola Jokic putting the Western Conference up by 6. 1 minute to play until halftime. Got Trae Young dishing over to Embiid. Embiid with the layup is good. The Eastern Conference within 4. I believe Trae Young has played every single minute in this game. The Hawk in this universe, but in real life, as I keep mentioning, he is a wizard. My buddy Kaz, the Titan, I wonder, he's a big Wizard fan as you see Jokic with a 3-pointer there. Wonder how he feels as the Western Conference All-Stars are on an 11-2 run. See Trae Young. Young dishing it over. That's Adebayo for 3. No good. Jokic will get the rebound. Doncic now has it here. 10 on the shot clock. Or no, 10 on the game clock, I just say. Shot clock is turned off. What am I talking about? Doncic is coming around. There's Luka Doncic. And there's a desperation heave there, and that will do it. We head to halftime with the Western Conference leading the Eastern Conference 57-48. You're watching NBA 2K on V-Dub Productions, and we are going to send it to halftime.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drums. They're thinking about the shot. Yeah, let's hear it for the participant.
We are back here in Inglewood at the Intuit Dome where the Western Conference leading the Eastern Conference 57-48 as we are getting ready to start the second half. We look at Joel Embiid. Even though he's not the top performer of the for the Eastern Conference, he's made some good highlights right now. As we're getting ready to start the second half, as Adebayo will inbound it to Cade Cunningham. These starters are out for both teams right now. Yeah, Doncic, SGA, Jokic, as Antetokounmpo with the bucket there. Yeah, starting lineups are all for both teams are out there. As you see LeBron James dishing it over to Kevin Durant, back over to Jokic, dishing it over to Luka. Luka for 3. He nails it. It's a 10-point lead. He had 14 in the first half. Now make it 17 in total in this game. In line to be the All-Star MVP. Cade Cunningham coming up through. Cunningham will get that up, and that's a miss, and the SGA will grab the rebound. SGA has it for the Western Conference here. Jokic now has it. Nikola Jokic. That is no good. Giannis will grab the rebound. Cade Cunningham with it. Dishing it over to Trae Young. Young back over to Antetokounmpo. There's a shot. That is no good. Jokic will grab the rebound. Back over to LeBron James. Over to SGA. SGA with the shot. The 3. That is no good. Giannis will grab the rebound. Cade Cunningham has it for the Pistons has it for the Eastern Conference, I should say here. 10-point lead. Trae Young. As I said, he is a Hawk in this universe. He will be for the rest of the season. But we know the whole situation. I have been repeating it a lot. He is a Washington Wizard in real life now. And as I said, I wonder if my buddy Cass, the Titan, has this on. We'll watch this on his background. How he feels. He's a big Wizards fan. As you see, LeBron will miss it. That's Cade Cunningham with it. Coming around, Cade Cunningham. There's the 2 points there for Cade Cunningham in the Eastern Conference within 8. Doncic being guarded by Young. Doncic for 3. That is off the iron. Antetokounmpo will have it. Luka Doncic has 17 points and 6 assists so far in this game. In line to be MVP of this game. You see Karl Anthony Towns. What a move there. And the Eastern Conference back to within 6. Might have to go look at that for a possible thumbnail. Doncic. Dish it over to Jokic. Jokic. That shot is up, no good. Antetokounmpo will grab the rebound. Over to Adebayo. Adebayo back over to Towns. Towns will miss that one, but gets his offensive rebound and will get the put up. Get the put in, and the Eastern Conference within 4. Got Jokic with it. Being guarded by Karl Anthony Towns. Over to Doncic. Doncic for 3. He will nail it. That's 20 for Luka. And the Western Conference up by 7 again. 4 minutes into the third quarter. Timeout, Eastern Conference. We're going to take one as well. 7:59 to play in the third. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. All right, as we are here in the Intuit Dome, third quarter, just over 4 minutes here in the All-Star game, 63-56. See Bam Adebayo dishing it over to Trae Young, and Trae Young, as I said, has not sat on the bench at all in this game. Should be very interesting. Young with it. 4 on the shot clock. Trae Young for 3. No good. Durant will grab the rebound. See SGA with it. Jokic. SGA for 3. He nails it. The Eastern Conference, or the Western Conference, up by double figures again. I say, please excuse me, guys. As I said, got over something, have a lingering cough, and I still have a little bit of a cough, so I do apologize if you hear any coughing. As you see, Trae Young with the layup. That's his first points in the second half. He has 15 total in this game. Dishing it back over to Doncic. And he loses it as Trae Young will have the theft there. Over to Cunningham. Cunningham puts it up, and it's good. It's a 6-point game again. The Eastern Conference still trying to figure themselves getting back into this game. Jokic dishes over to Durant. Durant for 3. No good. Karl Anthony Towns. Dish it over to Cunningham. Cunningham over to Adebayo. Back over to Trae Young. Back to Adebayo. 10 on the shot clock. Over to Cunningham. 4 on the shot clock. Cunningham's going to come through with a layup. No good. Jokic grabbing the rebound. It's halfway through the third quarter. 66-60 Western Conference on top. There's Doncic for 3. He nails it. Luka Doncic with 23 points in this game for the Western Conference. Is a 9-point lead again. Back over to Giannis. Back to Cade Cunningham. Bancaro looking like he wants to check back in the game as you see the alley-oop to Antetokounmpo. And Anthony Davis want to check back into the game for the Western Conference. There are some players who have not played in this game, I can tell you for sure. Jokic, 4 on the shot clock. SGA for 3, no good. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, 10 points, 5 rebounds. Antetokounmpo. Dish it over to Young. Young for 3. He will nail that one. Trae Young has 18 in this game, and it's a 4-point lead again. Jokic. Back over to Doncic. Doncic passing it back over to Jokic. Jokic to Doncic. Doncic for 3. That's off the iron. Karl Anthony Towns with the rebound. Adebayo with it over to Trae Young. Trae Young. Pass it back over to Cunningham here. 4 on the shot clock. Cunningham needs to get the shot up, but he dishes it over to Giannis, and Giannis will have a layup there. 10 lead changes, 8 ties. And guess what? It's only a 2-point game again. Timeout. Western Conference here. We're going to take one as well. 3:49 to play in the third. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back here in Inglewood. 2-point lead for the Western Conference right now as we're going to have some lineup changes. 3:49 to play in the third. As I said, the only player from I see that's going to be checking into the game for the Eastern Conference is Banchero of the Orlando Magic. Anthony Davis checking into the game. I believe it's just AD. I think everybody else has switched positions. Just AD and Banchero checking into the game. Doncic with the layup. 25 points for him in 33 minutes of play, and the Western Conference up by 2 possessions again. Cade Cunningham. He's going to deal. Five on the shot clock. Need to get something going here. 3, 2, 1. There's a bucket right there. 71-69. The Eastern All-Stars up 51% shooting. The West 49%. There's Doncic coming around. Banchero with the rebound. Third quarter here. 2:35 to play here. Cade Cunningham. Cunningham coming around. There it is. We are tied at 71. Cade Cunningham, 12 points for the Eastern Conference. Looks like we got Embiid and Jalen Brunson looking like they went back into the game for the Eastern Conference, while Devin Booker's at the scorer's table. Jokic for 3. And the stalemate has been broken. Western Conference on top by 3 again. Trae Young. He fires for 3. That is off the iron. Anthony Davis with the rebound. Luka has it. Very interesting seeing Luka Doncic and Anthony Davis out on the court at the same time. Both of them were traded for each other. Very surprisingly. It's something that I didn't see happening. As you see, Doncic is going to go to the line. And then one opportunity here as Cat called for the foul. Embiid coming into the game, checking into the game. So we got Curry and Booker coming into the game. Evan Mobley coming into the game now for the Cavaliers as well. So we got Jokic. He'll miss that one. Mobley, Banchero, Jalen Brunson. No, that's not Brunson. I think that's Trae Young. No, I think Brunson is in there too, as well as Trae Young for the Eastern Conference. As you see, Davis, Curry, Booker, Jokic, Doncic in there for the Western Conference here, as we are about 1:07 left to play here. Booker for 3. That is off the iron. Embiid will grab the rebound. Trae Young. There's a 3-point attempt. No good. Davis will grab the rebound. Under 1 minute to play here in the third in this All-Star game. 76-71. Actually a lower scoring game for an All-Star game. For your typical All-Star game. Trae Young. There's the bucket. No good. Curry with the rebound. Booker with it. That is no good. Bancaro will get the rebound. Dishing it over to Trae Young here. Shot clock is on, so they still have to get a shot up, and that's what Trae Young does. Cuts the Western Conference lead to within 3 here. Shot clock now turned off. Booker, shot, good. 5-point lead again, 9.2. Young holding on to it. Young for 3. No good, and rebound there for Jokic, and that will do it. For the third quarter here. One more quarter left here in this All-Star game in the season playthrough. The Western Conference leading the Eastern Conference 78-73. We'll be back to start the fourth. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. Looking at the State Farm assist of the game. That goes to Luka on that alley-oop to Victor Wembanyama. Speaking of Wembanyama, he checks back into the game to start the fourth quarter. Curry, SGA, LeBron, and Anthony Davis for the Western Conference. For the Eastern Conference, we have Bancaro, Cunningham, Embiid, Adebayo, and Brunson. And so for the first time, we will not see Trae Young out on the court in this game. Very interesting. It took till the beginning of the fourth quarter for Trae Young to be on the bench. Cunningham back over to Bancaro. And Bancaro will miss that one. Wembanyama will get the rebound. Davis over, and he's going to throw that out of bounds. Kawhi Leonard checking back into the game as Anthony Davis is heading to the bench. Kawhi Leonard, a Clipper playing in his home stadium in the All-Star game. Wembanyama with the block. He'll control it. He dishes it over to LeBron James. LeBron James still coming around. He'll get the layup, and that is good. 10 lead changes and 9 ties. This has been a close game. I mean, no matter how far the Western Conference has tried to go up, they've been up by double digits. The Eastern Conference have not backed down in this game. SGA to Wemby. Wemby. That is in there. It's a 7-point lead. See Joel Embiid with it. There's a shot. That is good. Joel Embiid brings the Eastern Conference to within 5. It's very end of the game's final 10 minutes. Curry for 3. No good. Cunningham with the rebound. Cunningham. That is no good. Wembanyama will get the rebound. SGA. Coming through. SGA. That is in. SGA puts the Western Conference up by 7 again. And don't forget, after this game, we only have statistics and the sign-off. We will not have a post-game ticker because there are no other games being taken place. And also, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Look at Victor Wembanyama shooting from the big man, shooting from 3. Western Conference up by 8. And there's a shot by Embiid, no good. LeBron James grabbing the rebound. Dishing over to Leonard. Leonard, he's in there. That's good. Kawhi Leonard. Important for him to get some points, to get some stats, playing in his home building. Bancaro. And that is an illegal screen called against Bam Adebayo here. Kevin Durant checking into the game, back into the game. As Kawhi Leonard's going to go to the bench for the Eastern Conference. Desmond Bane making his first appearance into this All-Star game. Bane was a last-minute addition as it initially went to Darius Garland, but Garland got traded to the Sacramento Kings, and they decided to scratch Garland instead. Put Desmond Bane in the game. Inserted Desmond Bane into the All-Star lineup, and now he's getting his first minutes of action here in Inglewood with this team trailing by 10. There's Brunson. That shot is up. That is good in the Eastern Conference within 8. I know Josh Giddey has yet to play for the Eastern Conference. SGA. They're shooting back over to Durant. And there is a shooting foul called against Desmond Bane, and Durant's going to go to the line. Count that one as there's a chance that Durant can put his team back up by 11 here as we got substitutions.
Substitution on the court.
Luka coming back into the game. Jokic coming back into the game. And for the Eastern Conference, Bane's going to be substituted as Trae Young is coming back into the game. Jalen Brunson switching position as Giannis also checks back into the game for the Eastern Conference. Antetokounmpo will get the rebound over here. So the Eastern Conference failed to match the largest lead. You see Trae Young, no good, but Antetokounmpo will get the offensive rebound. Brunson with it, 9 on the shot clock. Being guarded by Steph Curry. Brunson with a shot. That is good. Jalen Brunson has the Eastern Conference to within 8. Doncic. With it being guarded by Jalen Brunson now. Doncic will get the three-point up. That is no good. Giannis will grab the rebound. Giannis with it. Dishing it over to Brunson. Back over to Trae Young. As I keep mentioning, Young will be in the Hawk for the duration of the season playthrough project. However, we all know in real life he is a Wizard. That's just a couple of days ago he was traded to the Washington Wizards. And see LeBron with the layup. And the Eastern and the Western Conference, I say, up by double figures once again. Karl Anthony Towns with it. Being guarded by Jokic. Dishing it over to his teammate Jalen Brunson. Now Doncic on Brunson. Brunson with the layup is good. Jalen Brunson had a game-winning layup against the Milwaukee Bucks to end schedule block number 1 way early on in my season playthrough. I see Curry coming over with the layup is good. So we're over at the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Wembanyama looking like he wants to come back into this game for the Western Conference. I think that's Bancaro sitting on the scores table for the Eastern Conference. There we go. Lontage for 3. No good. Adebayo grabbing the rebound. Brunson with it. To Giannis. Back over to Brunson. Brunson for 3. He nails it. And the Eastern Conference within 7. See Luka Doncic. And timeout called by the Western All-Stars. We'll take one as well. 4:57 to play in the fourth. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. And we are back here in Inglewood. The Western Conference All-Stars up 95-88. We have substitutions being made here. We got LeBron James, SGA, Jokic, Doncic, and Durant out on the court for the Western Conference. I see Doncic with the shot up, no good. Adebayo, Giannis, Cade Cunningham, Trae Young, and Cat. So the starting lineup for both teams are back out on the court here in this final 4.5+ minute game here. As you see Trae Young with the layup. He has 22 points in this game. If the Eastern Conference were to come back and win this game, I believe he's going to get the All-Star MVP. James for three. No good. Just like I think Luka is in line for the MVP of the Western Conference, holds on to win the game. Young for three. That is off the iron. SGA with the rebound. 4 minutes to play here in the fourth. 95-90. And there's Young. Durant for three. That's in. Kevin Durant. 98-90. Cunningham for three. That is no good. See LeBron James pushing it over to Kevin Durant. Durant. Get it over to James. Durant. As they see LeBron James as the Western Conference reaches the century mark, and they are on top by 10 again. And there's Karl Anthony Towns. He's going to go to the line as Jokic called for his first personal foul. 3:03 to play here in the fourth. And what I believe has been a very fun all-star weekend. The festivities for me calling these games as I am back to action here. And as I said, stay tuned. Look at my community tab on Sunday for the games that'll be coming out. I'll announce tomorrow's or Monday's game, but the other games you're going to have to wait until noon Eastern on Sunday when my community tab comes out to tell you my slate of games. I already have them, and as I said, these will be flexed if I have to. And I'll make an announcement on my community tab as well. And that announcement will probably be out like 2 or 3 days before I record the video. That's if some team falls out. But as of right now, all these teams, I see LeBron for three. That matches the largest lead in the game for the Western Conference. As we have another timeout for the Eastern Conference All-Stars here. 2:36 to play in the fourth. You're watching NBA 2K on VDub Productions. All right, final 2:36 to play in the fourth here in Inglewood. It's an 11-point lead for the Western Conference. Look at that. That's Karl Anthony Towns inbounding it. He'll inbound it to Trae Young here. As Trae Young with a bucket, that is off, no good. LeBron with the rebound. Luka has it here. Luka for three. That is off the iron and no good. And Kevin Durant's going to go to the line as Giannis called for his first personal.
Kevin Durant, shooting two.
Kevin Durant shooting two.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
As I said, after this game, we're going to go through the stats, and then we're going to go through the player stats, and then we're going to go over and then I'm going to sign off and announce Monday's game to start schedule block number 4. I see Giannis for three off the iron. Jokic grabbing the rebound here. Final 20 seconds to play here in the fourth. And what I believe has been a fun all-star weekend for me to call here in Inglewood. Jokic. There's a bucket. That is shot up no good. Antetokounmpo with the rebound. Young dishes it over to Karl Anthony Towns. Back over to Trae Young. Trae Young for three. That's in there. Eastern Conference within 10. As I keep mentioning, and it's probably the last time I mentioned this in the broadcast, Trae Young, of course, will be in a Hawk uniform for the rest of this project as the trade deadline has passed. See, Jokic will drain the shot. They led by as many as 13. Jokic with 16 points in this game, but they're up by 12. But as I mentioned, we all know in real life, Trae Young was traded to the Wizards, and he actually wanted to go to the Wizards. One of the league's worst teams in real life, and he wanted to go there. But I'm kind of glad my Kings didn't get him. See LeBron James coming around with the layup is good. That's their largest lead of the game. LeBron with 16 points. Trae Young coming around. There's a layup is good. Can both teams reach the century mark? That is the only mystery question right now. Doncic. Over to LeBron. LeBron for three. That's in there. Shot clock is still on, by the way. As we see Trae Young coming around. Young will get the layup, and that's going to actually do it. All the Western Conference has to do is cross the half-court line. And that will do it here. And that will do it for the All-Star Weekend. The Western Conference All-Stars defeat the Eastern Conference 112-99. And we're going to stay tuned for the stats as we are not done yet.
The presentation of the most valuable player. Here to present the trophy is NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. Let's hear for the All-Star MVP Award winner.
Now we look at the player statistics for this game. For the Eastern Conference, we got Trae Young, 29 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. Joel Embiid, who I actually did not think would be playing in this game, he had 19 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Cade Cunningham, 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. Jalen Brunson had 12 points and 2 assists. Giannis with 8 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. Karl Anthony Towns also similar 8 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, but he does have a steal added. Evan Mobley, 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. Bam Adebayo had 2 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. Paolo Banchero, 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Desmond Bane only had 1 minute to play, no stats, and you got Pascal Siakam and Josh Giddey did not play for the Eastern Conference. And now for the Western Conference All-Stars. You got the game's MVP, Luka Doncic, a double-double for him. 25 points, 2 rebounds, 10 assists, and a steal. LeBron James, 19 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal on the block. Then you got Nikola Jokic, another double-double for a player. 16 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1 steal. 2 assists shy of a triple-double. Kevin Durant, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists and a block. SGA, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists and 1 steal. Then you got Victor Wembanyama, 11 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal and 1 block. Devin Booker had 8 points. Steph Curry only had 4 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists. And as I said, he was the reigning 3-point winner last night in the 3-point contest. Then you got Kawhi Leonard, 4 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Anthony Davis only had 7 rebounds and 1 assist. Ja Morant, Jimmy Butler did not play for the Western Conference. And those are your player statistics. All right, starting Monday, we are back to action for schedule block number 4 now in the post All-Star game as we are making a push towards the playoffs, and we will be heading back to the Intuit Dome, so we're not leaving Inglewood area anytime soon yet, as we have a Western Conference match between the Denver Nuggets at the Los Angeles Clippers. The Nuggets at 37-19, and I know when I looked at the standings, they say they are in 4th place. However, they are still percentage points behind the Los Angeles Lakers, so they are technically in 5th place in the Western Conference because of percentage points. And the Los Angeles Clippers at 40-14, technically are by percentage points, are actually in 1st place in the Western Conference over the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we have a huge Western Conference match, a big one starting off scheduled the post All-Star break and schedule block number 4. And in this schedule block, it is going to be 1 game for every 3 calendar days until we reach the final week of the regular season. And my criteria is that you either have to be in a play-in spot in a playoff or in a play-in spot. Now, I will say this, though. If a team like surpasses you in a play-in spot, let's say a team that's like maybe a half a game behind right now is maybe a game ahead of you, and let's say I can't find a better matchup, then I'll still keep you on because you're still within striking distance of a play-in spot. But if you fall out, then I'm going to have to try to find a different match. We're not going to have teams that are going to be out of it right now because unless it's an actual spoiler game, so that probably will not happen until maybe the final week of the season, where we might see a team that has nothing to play for but a chance to possibly play spoiler, and I might insert them into a game. But as of right now, these are games that are going to be, as of right now, I have everything predetermined for the week. Of course, on Sunday at noon Eastern, look at my community tab, and I'll let you know which games are going to be coming out after this game, as I have everything predetermined. But again, I will make the stipulation in my own discretion that I will be flexing these games out, but I will let you know if these games, how these games will be flexed out, if I will be within, I think, 2 to 3 days. If it needs to be, if I need to take that action. So that is it. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And also don't forget, earlier today I had my college football 26 for my 28 team playoff. We're in the quarterfinal stage here. I already had the 2 simulation for the quarterfinal games, though for the semifinal games in real life, as I think later on tonight will be the actual Indiana versus Oregon game. So you could probably watch a little bit of that simulation before the actual game comes on at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And with that, reminding you guys, the final score, the Western Conference All-Stars over the Eastern Conference, 112-99. This was it for the All-Star Weekend. I am Vinny from Vita Productions, and I am signing off.